You know, when I was younger, I used to be one of those people that was like, absolutely no decorating for Christmas before Thanksgiving, but now that I'm older, I'm just not as much of a hater. I just feel like Thanksgiving's like not really a decoration holiday. What are you gonna do? You're gonna hang up fucking paper turkeys that you made out of your hand? Are we gonna do that in our adult homes? I don't think so. So it's like I have my fall pumpkin decorations up and my Christmas tree up. That feels like Thanksgiving to me, right? We're in the middle. So it's like we can sort of keep our Halloween decorations and our Christmas decorations. Is that not the true spirit of Thanksgiving? But it's the week before Thanksgiving right now, and I leave to go home to see my family in like 3 days. And when I come back, it'll be December. So it's like, I'm gonna enjoy this for 3 days. And then I'll be gone. Also, my Black Friday Teddy Fresh order came in the mail, and I got these sweatpants, and they are very comfortable and so fucking cute. I love grandma chic. It is everything to me. This is like the worst breakout that I've had in years. I changed the type of birth control pill that I'm taking. So I think that's what's happening here. But I'm in pain nonetheless, so it's time to do some skincare. So thank God this video was sponsored because my skin clearly fucking needs it. Today we're sponsored by Love From Yours. I've worked with Yours before on my channel. If you guys are unfamiliar with them, they are personalized skincare products. So when you go to their website, they have a personalization algorithm / selfie analysis that basically examines your skin health and needs based on your lifestyle, your environment, and also what your general skin concerns are and where your skin is currently at. So when you go through the personalization algorithm, you will end up with 2 serums and 2 moisturizers, 2 for day and 2 for night. And it's based off of what you submit in the personalization algorithm / selfie analysis. So the ingredients used in these are going to be helpful for targeting your exact skin concerns, as well as helping out with anything to do with your skin that might be impacted more by your lifestyle or environment. So for example, if you live in a city, your air quality could be impacting your skin barrier. If you are someone who maybe doesn't drink a ton of water, tends to forget to drink some water, skin might be lacking some hydration, like all of these things are going to be taken into account once you go through their personalization algorithm. And then on top of their personalized products, they also have some non-personalized products as well. This is their cleanser, toner, and their sunscreen mist, which I absolutely rave about. This is one of my favorite sunscreens. I think a sunscreen mist is just so interesting. I think it's great for reapplication. This was what I took around with me in my purse all summer, just because it's so nice, especially if you're wearing face makeup. Like, I'm not gonna rub on a cream sunscreen on top of my makeup. It's just absolutely not happening. So a sunscreen mist is absolutely perfect. Also, can we talk about this packaging? Why am I matching? You guys know that I am like a skincare fanatic. I love testing out new products, and I'm always doing something extravagant with my skincare routine. I like being a little extra. However, the one time I do not want to be extravagant with my skincare is when I'm breaking out. When I'm breaking out, I prefer to just keep it simple. Pare down a little bit, let my skin breathe, and only use products that I know are going to be calm, gentle on my skin and not worsen my breakouts in any way. And right now there's actually a huge Black Friday sale going on. There's 25% off site-wide for this entire week, all the way to the 29th. So if you have been thinking about wanting to try personalized skincare, now's your chance, baby. 25% off site-wide. And this is also their biggest sale of the entire year, so you're not gonna get a better deal than this. Right now is the time to try out yours if you've been considering trying. So I'll leave all the links down in the description down below. Go check out these products. 25% off site-wide for Black Friday, and thank you again to Yours for sponsoring today's video. Good morning, officially. Figured I'd whip out my microphone for this next section because I'm gonna be talking a lot, and
I like holding a mic when I talk, I'll be honest. That's really the only reason why. I've had something on my noggin for the last few weeks, and I wanted to just dive into it and talk a little bit about it. And that thing is the topic of criticism and hate on the internet, baby. There is a creator named William Osman, who's pretty big on this platform, has like 2 million subscribers, who recently quit doing YouTube, and he made a video called like I'm done or something, and he goes through the reason why he's quitting, which is in a large part because of the intense criticism and hate that comes with being a public figure on a platform like YouTube and experiencing all that it does to your mental health. And the reason why I came across this video was because I watched a video that Nick Is Not Green did on his second channel talking about and reacting to William's video, as well as a segment that Ethan did on the podcast on an H3 TV episode. I've talked about receiving hate and excessive criticism on the internet before and how it's been impacting me, and I feel like I've been pretty forthcoming in the fact that I am sensitive and I am impacted by the mean things that people say about me, and I'm like not a superhuman. I am a regular fucking person who has feelings, and it sucks when you have to read such horrible shit about yourself on a daily basis. Our brains are not wired to be able to take in thousands of opinions of ourselves and like process that. I don't even come close to being able to understand what that feels like to, you know, have millions of eyes on you and get millions of people's feedback on you on a daily basis. But I've been doing the internet. I've been making videos for 11 years. And for the first decade, it was a very small thing. It was something I did for fun. I made no money doing it. And whoever watched it, sort of thing. I would occasionally get like a hate comment, but it was always like juvenile hate. It was teenage boys being like, oh, fatty. And like, I don't find that offensive. So I've experienced things like that. But for the most part, my experience on the internet being a creator for a decade was very peaceful. It was just me and my small little audience. The way that I experienced the internet has changed dramatically over the last year. And I'm sure it's been obvious that I have at times struggled with adapting to that change. It's also tough because you almost feel guilty for being bothered by the hate and the criticism because it really is such a small minority of everything. 99% of my comments are so kind, but if I get my eyes on that 1%, it ruins my fucking day. And even like 1% bad, when you have a large enough audience, it's like 1% bad still equals a couple hundred comments. You know? And like 100 comments being like, fuck you, you're the worst because XYZ is still gonna bother you even if you have thousands of comments telling you that they love you. The human brain is just not supposed to take in this much feedback about who you are, good or bad. Like I don't think it's necessarily a good thing to take in thousands of great opinions about yourself on a daily basis either. Like I just don't think that as humans we're supposed to receive this much feedback from other people. For me personally, I think a lot of the stuff that has hurt me has come from watching people really believe that they understand me and then commenting something that is so violently untrue, but they really believe it and they really hate me for it. And that sucks. But something that Ethan said in his reaction to William Osman is he was saying that like something that really changed the game for him and helped him a lot is when he realized that reading the comments is essentially the equivalent of eavesdropping on people's conversations about you. You're not meant to hear it a lot of the time. If you look in someone's comment section, some of the comments seem to be like they're addressing the creator directly, and other comments seem to be using the comment section as a way to address other viewers. Like you can tell that some people think the comment sections are a pathway directly to the creators, and there's other people who view the comment section as more of like a public discourse where the creator is not present. Ethan was saying how when he realized that it was essentially the equivalent of like listening to people's conversations about you And, you know, sometimes people are just talking shit about you, but sometimes it's people who mean well and maybe saying things that they would put more delicately if they said it directly to you because they don't want to hurt your feelings. And so it's like you're witnessing and listening in on a part of the conversation that was never supposed to include you. But the problem is that it's happening in your own fucking comment section where there is a part of you that's like expected to read everything, right? Because like as a creator, you need to read comments to some degree, right? That's how you get feedback. That's how you figure out like, okay, what type of content do people like from me? What kind of questions do people have? What do they want to see more of? There's give and take with everything, obviously. And like, I don't want anybody to think that like this is a major fucking problem. Because I like know that what I'm experiencing right now is like the tip of the fucking iceberg. And, that's why I'm working on going back to therapy. I think we gotta get this under control before it even gets bad. Because I just feel like I am like heading down a path right now where I am just going to continue getting more and more fixated on people misunderstanding me and criticizing me for ridiculous things. It just feels fucking unbelievable to me. The things that some people say on the internet, like you would be very surprised. Like I tweeted about this like a month ago or something. Let me pull up the tweet. I said, I'm really exhausted by the internet lately. There's people who relentlessly bully me in my comments, and when I delete them, I get yelled at for trying to make it seem like everyone likes me when I'm just trying to protect my mental health and prevent myself from fighting back. I'm just so tired of accounts without full names and faces lashing out at me no matter what I do. I am just one person. You do not know me, and it is not normal to send nasty messages for no reason to strangers on the internet. It makes me sad because I naturally want to understand what I did that made these people so angry, but I know it has nothing to do with me. That is all within themselves, and I've just become the target, and I fucking hate that. I don't even know what it is that this person wrote about me that I deleted, but when somebody writes something fucking nasty about me, I usually do go and delete it. One, because I will fight back. Like, I read a nasty comment and it will replay in my brain for a full fucking 48 hours until I go and write a response. And I can't do that. I can't fight back. It's not productive. All it does is harm my own mental health. So I delete the comments if they're bothering me that much because it's gone. I can't respond now. My life has to go on because it doesn't exist anymore. But anyways, all of that to say, watching the video content from Nick and Ethan and William, it felt nice to like actually consume some content that I do feel like I can relate to on a small scale right now. And Ethan, when he was talking about it, he was like, you've got to keep pushing through it. Like you're at like a wall where you either make it or you break and you quit doing YouTube and you walk away from it. And I don't think that I'm even close to being there, but I can see it happening, you know, like I can see where I'm starting to struggle, and I'm seeing what I hang on to and what I have a hard time with. And Ethan in the video was like, you need to go to therapy. And I was like, he is right. I was in therapy for a while, but then my insurance got messed up and I just like never fixed it. So I stopped going. And I think it would be good for me to get back into it. I don't think that it would be a bad thing to have some additional support from a professional while trying to navigate this. I super recommend that you go watch all of the videos that I mentioned so you can just hear more about what all of them had to say. I thought it was very interesting. And please also, I feel like I just want to add this in here because I have seen some people being like concerned for me. Like, oh, is Maddie so sad? Like, is she just like having the worst time of her life? No, I'm actually the happiest I've ever been. I'm very happy. I am living my best life. 2021 has been the best year of my entire life. I'm just like navigating some new stuff inside my brain, and I feel like I've been like very reflective and more personal in my videos lately, and that doesn't mean that I'm sad. It just means that like this is probably a side of me that I have not shown on the internet before. So anyways, no one be concerned for me. I am the happiest I've ever been. I am thriving. I am living my best life. Life is just complicated. It's got nuance, and things are changing, things are different, and I'm just trying to navigate through all of it. And yeah, I don't know. I don't think that people should feel bad for being sensitive and for being hurt by people saying like vile things. I don't think that should be weird. You know, I don't think that creators should be encouraged to like just toughen up. Like, I think that it's okay that we talk about how that impacts mentally and how tough that can be. Anyways, let me get on with my fucking day.
Welcome to my office for the day. This is the official aftermath of a winter outfits video. My camera is fully fucking broken. I shoot most of my videos on a Canon G7x. It's like the vlog camera that everyone has, and the screws that hold the screen on have disappeared. One of them fell out when I was in Joshua Tree, and then the other one fell out at some point today, and it's fucked. It's super fucked. In other news, all of Twitter has been talking about Taylor Swift all week, and it just has got a bitch thinking. Now, I'm not even a Swiftie like that. I have not listened to any of Taylor Swift's albums in full besides 1989. That being said, though her music isn't for me, I've always definitely respected what she does and like the stories she tells through her music, how emotional and vulnerable it can be. I love all women, okay? That's all you have to know about me. I love women who be saying shit. But something that I noticed that a lot of people, I tweeted about this the other day. Follow me on Twitter. I like barely tweet. Don't follow me on Twitter. I hate Twitter. I want to delete it every day. You know, people are always fucking rude to Taylor Swift, and they do the whole, like, you're an emotional woman thing. And then people want to say shit like, okay, well, how has every guy that Taylor Swift dated been an asshole? And it's like, have you ever dated men? Something that irks me even more is when people look at women like Taylor Swift that are being vulnerable and emotional and sharing moments from their lives and relationships and within their own self-growth where they struggled in some sort of way or something happened to them. They take that and they look at her and they say, oh, it's your fault. You have such shitty taste in men. First of all, I could beat you with this microphone. I don't know. I feel like I've seen a lot of people on like Twitter and TikTok say shit like that. Obviously, it's like fucking gremlins of the internet that say shit like that. But you'd be surprised how many like normal people say shit like that too. And I think that it really gets me going every time I see someone say some shit like that, because I have had things like that said to me in my life before from people that I at the time thought were friends of mine and that I trusted. It does not feel good when somebody hurts you, when you are put in a situation, whether it's dating or not, and somebody wrongs you and you go and tell that story to friends and you're vulnerable and emotional and they look at you and they laugh at you and they're like, oh, you're just so crazy and quirky. You've got bad taste in men. Like, you've just got to date men like this instead, as if there's like one genre of dude that you could date guys who like video games and you'll never deal with an asshole ever again. And it's like, that's not how that works. There's assholes in every genre of human ever. And it just sucks when you're like open and you're emotional, you're vulnerable, you're talking about something that hurt you, and instead of someone being like, yeah, that's awful that someone did that to you, that sucks that someone treated you like that, they're like, you have bad taste in people. Like somehow it's your fault that somebody else wronged you. And you see people do that to Taylor Swift all the time. I think you see people do that to women a lot of the time, but I've just seen it a lot for Taylor Swift this week, and it just irks the shit out of me, because when people did that to me, when male friends of mine did that to me, when I would share with them stories of my dating life, it really hurt my feelings. And also I think that like when people react to you like that, that makes you feel so misunderstood and not heard, and like people can't see you, you know, when you're trying to express hurt, and instead of being listened to and instead of being given empathy, you're blamed, which is like extremely common for a lot of women being open and vulnerable about things. And it just sucks. You hate to see it, truly and honestly. Got a lot of new books recently. I am trying my fucking hardest finish this book. It's called Beyond Shame, Creating a Healthy Sex Life on Your Own Terms. So like just reading that title, I thought like, oh, this is gonna be great. And then on the back it says, say no to shame and yes to healthy sex. We all carry sexual shame, whether we grew up in the repressive purity culture of American evangelical Christianity or not. We've all been taught in subtle and not so subtle ways that sex outside of very specific contexts is taboo. So I read that and thought, okay, cool, we're gonna talk about shame and sexual shame and all its many different contexts. And like, it was clear that we were gonna talk about how Christianity and growing up in like very Catholic households can impact sexual shame and how comfortable you are with sex. I didn't think that this was going to be the majority about that, and it is. Like, it's interesting to read about for a little bit, but then it just starts to seem like I don't think I'm the target demographic of this book. It's a different kind of sexual shame, and it's not one that I've personally experienced. So I just didn't find it, I haven't found it that helpful. I haven't fucking finished it. And like, I don't want to, because I have so many other books that I really want to read. But if you grew up religious or still are religious and you struggle with sexual shame, this could be a good read for you. I don't know. I'll link it down below. But anyways, I got 3 other books that I'm really excited to read. Even though I have a stack of books in my living room that I'm still working through. But I needed some other ones. I needed some new stuff. I think next up I'm gonna read Trick Mirror, Reflections on Self-Delusion by Gia Tolentino. We are living in the era of the self, an era of malleable truth and widespread personal and political delusion. In these 9 interlinked essays, Gia Tolentino explores her own coming of age in this warped and confusing landscape. From the rise of the internet to her appearance on an early reality TV show as a teenager, from her experiences of ecstasy, both religious and chemical, to her uneasy engagement with our culture's endless drive towards self-optimization. I think this sounds really interesting. I'm like very interested on like essays and hot takes about the internet and how it's impacted our images of ourselves. So anyways, I'm excited to read that. And then I got On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous. On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous is a letter written from a son to a mother who cannot read. Written when the speaker, little dog, is in his late 20s, the letter unearths a family's history that began before he was born. The last one I got is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which was recommended to me 100 times over when I was asking for contemporary romance novels. Reclusive Hollywood icon Evelyn Hugo is finally ready to tell the truth about her glamorous and scandalous life. But when she chooses unknown magazine reporter Monique Grant to write her story, no one is more astounded than Monique herself. Determined to use this opportunity to jumpstart her career, Monique listens in fascination. From making her way to Los Angeles in the 1950s to leaving show business in the 80s, and of course the 7 husbands along the way, Evelyn unspools a tale of ruthless ambition, unexpected friendship, and a great forbidden love. But as Evelyn's story nears its conclusion, it becomes clear that her life intersects with Monique's own in tragic and irreversible ways. Cool! I'm excited about all 3 of these books. Like, so, can I just not finish this? Good night. What time is it? 7:20. Sick. Okay, well, maybe I'll read for an hour and then I'll stare at the wall and try to not fall asleep for another hour. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Yours for sponsoring this video. I love you guys so much. See you.